nostalgic.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wax Nostalgic, a podcast where we turn the clock back on the good old days. I'm your co-host, Graham Johnstone.
I'm Sammy, not a morning person, Bagnall.
And I'm Ryan Kerwin.
Hi, Ryan.
The Pun Daddy.
The Pun Daddy.
Sorry, I thought we were adding dramatic pauses in our names.
Well, I was trying to think of something like a unique nickname for me, but I couldn't. So
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just a big space there.
I have brain fog.
Yeah.
That's why I'm drinking coffee.
yeah.
So for this episode, we're coming at you with a little bit of a different energy because it is morning time. And
Yeah,
none of us are proud morning people here at Wax Nostalgic. So this is a fun one. We're squeezing into morning episodes. So
Right before Thanksgiving.
right before Thanksgiving, Graham's off to New York.
I'm going
Ryan's
to
off
Georgia.
to Georgia.
Georgia.
I'll be sitting here doing my thing here in Colorado. So
You lucky dog.
Why don't you just go somewhere between New York and Georgia?
Oh, yeah. Then,
that's
dude,
not a bad
Then we
idea.
could be like,
Yeah.
just like Virginia.
Sure. Yeah.
actually, that's it. Yeah. Maryland.
Maryland.
Oh yeah. Okay. We expect you to write a report.
Yeah. I'll have a full workup
Guys,
on it.
what we should do
on
is
Monday.
we should get like a bunch of string and some
Ooh.
cans and just string it all the way between the three of
yeah.
us.
Yeah,
The logistics will be hard because we're not going to one place and then splitting.
it's okay. We can just mail it.
Yeah, how would that work exactly? Carrier pigeon.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's the best idea, I think.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
All right, so
Sam, are you there?
Because pigeons. Pigeons.
it's like a cellular phone. It's
Right.
like a mobile
If only
phone.
somebody would invent something like this
Right.
technology.
But see, here's the thing: pigeons can travel as the crow flies, just pigeon ear.
Yeah, as the pigeon flies, crows fly
Yeah.
differently,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and only
true.
at night.
These are things I find funny in the morning.
I
Yeah.
think.
Wow.
Okay, so
Yeah.
good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
So we're gonna start off talking about Cars.
The movie, right?
Yeah, Cars the movie, talking
Okay.
Speculate
animated
about it.
cars.
Yeah.
So
Two of us haven't seen it, so we're just gonna make up the plot.
yeah, it's pretty much the way to
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Yeah,
This-
we're gonna talk about cars we had, first cars, parents' cars, things of that
Yeah.
nature, just cars in general. So, anyone itching to get us started off?
I'm itchy,
Okay, cool.
Itch away.
and I guess I can talk.
Oh, cool. Gross.
Itch away.
I'm not itchy. I'm Ryan. Anyway, it's early. I decided to speak up because you said, you talk about parents' cars and stuff like that. I actually didn't get my own car until I was 27.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I won't talk about that one so much. That's the car I still have that you guys know and love if you walk by my car in the parking lot.
V-dub?
Yep.
You had a motorcycle before a car?
No, I got a motorcycle when I was 30.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, late
Little
bloomer.
midlife crisis.
Third life, I hope. But
You're only living till 60. I have
Right.
bad news.
We'll see how it goes. I did refer to something recently as part of my third life crisis, and I'm 34 now, and they're just like, you are ambitious.
You were ambitious.
But anyway, Cars. It's a movie about... No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm actually going to talk now, guys. The thing I thought was fun is when we were kids, you know how families have their own family lore, that kind of thing, and just
Family law.
jokes that are in jokes and
Yeah.
you don't necessarily know it's not a normal thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we always had these family cars growing up, and the cars always had names. I don't know if you guys had that as well.
My parents' cars didn't have names. My cars had names.
Okay.
But that was
Yeah.
because I hung out with a bunch of high school
I also
in high
fair.
school.
I also suspect that
High school. Well, yeah, I'm glad you
In
added
high
that.
school.
Yeah,
Not
true.
like
Because
yesterday.
if it was younger than that, it's kind of weird anyway, and if it's older than that, it's weird for other reasons. Yeah. No, but I suspect that they had us involved in the naming process because the car names that I remember were Little Yellow and Big Red. So it'd be
Real creative.
Real
Right.
clever name.
Yeah.
Honestly, those are the two that I remember the most fondly, So it'd be oh yeah, we're going to the beach, everyone getting Big Red, which, yeah, I wonder, okay, now here's me just free associating, speculating. I wonder if that's part of the reason that I'm like really bad with car brands and stuff like that. You know, they were never just like, oh yeah, we're gonna get in the Toyota Yaris or whatever. That wasn't the car, but you know, like
people say that they're like, let's go out to my Honda Civic.
Right, people
My
do say that.
1997 Honda Civic Si,
But I'm gonna
two-wheel drive.
I'll tell you.
with a 4-liter 2.0 VTEC engine.
41 miles to the gallon.
5-speed manual transmission.
Yes, thank you for these examples of normal human conversations.
That's how we always talked.
Right, yeah, when you were children, right?
Yeah.
Let's go out to that, yeah. No, but like last week, as recently as last week, I went to pick up a friend at the airport, and I was driving a friend's car, and so I texted the friend I was picking up, I'm showing up in a blue CRV, and when I got there, he was like looking around confused, and he's like, that's a RAV4. Turns out those are not only different like makes, but they're like different models, but different like brands. Yeah.
That's all right.
Right. They look similar.
That's a RAV4.
They're like the
That's
same
really
thing.
funny.
Yeah.
I could just see the look on his face. He's like, I don't know.
Right,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
Well,
confused.
RAV and CRV both have R and V in them.
That's
Thank
true.
you. Yes,
So
I am
get
justified.
the confusion. I get it.
That was totally it. It wasn't just me not knowing anything about cars.
right.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, no, you know, grew up overseas mostly. I don't know if that's come up in this pod. I'm going to say it every time I say it on this
Yeah.
podcast. But
Where are you from?
well, let me tell you, hell.
I'm from hell.
Yeah, no, it's America has a pretty young driving age, so like the whole car culture of like, you know, get your car when you're in high school. I'm sure there are other places in the world that have that.
Is
but
driving age higher elsewhere?
yeah. So like in the UK, I think it's like 18. Japan,
Wow.
it's like 18
But you can
or 20.
drink when you're like 14 in UK. So
That's probably why.
yeah,
You got a bunch of drunk
I
teenagers
think it's
running around.
actually like 18 as well, or 16 or something like that. But yeah, no, like I mean, and that's the thing. Like I've had this conversation with Europeans, and they're just like, well, yeah, it makes sense to like learn how to drink before you learn how to drive, because you don't want to be like learning how to drink and already being able to drive yourself home, right?
Yeah, you want to be good at drinking before you start drinking
Yep.
and driving.
Drive
Right,
a nice
exactly.
tolerance, get a good base, and then hit the road.
That's
Yeah.
right, exactly. We do not advocate for
we
drunk
apologize
driving.
for drunk driving.
To the PTO.
to the PTA.
To the PTA, we apologize.
That's right. We apologize.
PTO, pay time off.
Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam. Good movie. But yeah, no. So like I actually didn't get my license, even though I moved to Colorado when I was 16. I didn't get my license until I was 18, just because like I had enough friends who had cars who would just like pick me up and take me places.
Yeah.
So I was just lazy.
I mean, that's the way to do it, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, then like in college, I just would like borrow friends' cars if I had to drive somewhere, or like otherwise I was just on campus for stuff.
So you didn't really have a car of your own until
yeah.
this was your first car.
Yeah. So I got it 2017, my first car. But like
Was it brand new?
yes, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm still paying it off.
Oh, you still?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. How long is that loan term? Like
I don't know,
10-year
years.
loan or something?
I did like a lease for a couple years, and then
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Listen, okay. I'm not good at cars. I'm also not good at money things. So like, so anyone come and sell me something, I'll probably buy it. I'm not
So
smart.
your payment is like $100 a month.
It's
or
like
something,
240
right?
or something.
So there
yeah.
you go. See, that works out.
But anyway, now that I've been fully shamed, no, it's no. I wanted a stick shift because that's like what my parents got
nice.
when we moved to this country. My dad liked it overseas, and he also drove it when he was younger over here. So they got a Subaru Impreza with the stick shift. So that's what I learned on, and I just kind of like driving stick because you get like. This is what I say. I feel like you're more in tune with the car. Like, if you have to like accelerate quickly for something, you just like, throw it into like the lower gear one down or whatever. I guess you can do that with other cars. I'm not as good at driving automatics. Notoriously, whenever I rent a car, like I try to like park it and get the keys out, and it's just like, no, you need to put it in park. Like you don't just like put it in neutral or whatever. So the cars get angry at me. But yeah.
Weird.
Anyway, I wanted a stick shift. We looked at like a bunch of used sticks down in Colorado Springs where my parents were living, and they were all like sports cars that had been like abused to hell.
Sure they have.
And so yeah, my dad like did a little research, found this Jetta that was a reasonable price, and it's my car that I've been paying off ever since.
Nice.
And it's pretty good car. You like it? It's reliable?
I love it. Yeah, my mom ended up getting the same car because she like drove mine when I got
Really?
it. Yeah, unfortunately, she was in an accident earlier this year. Someone swerved in front of her on the highway. But she
couldn't put it in park fast enough.
right, exactly.
Throw it in park.
Yeah, but she replaced it with the same car again, but like one model older because it was like insurance, whatever, money paying for it. But
that's funny.
yeah, this is way more than you want to know about my mom's car.
that's-
But
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good topic.
Yeah, stick shift cars. I advocate for them.
So 2 things.
Yes.
Couple things.
My dad's first main car that he loved was called Old Blue.
Oh.
So-
hey, not different. Not too different. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
another descriptor and then color.
Right. Yeah. It's a tried and true
Naming
pattern.
mechanism.
Yeah.
And I still can't drive stick. That's my other thing.
I can teach you.
I
I've
have
taught several people. Yeah.
several friends that are like my buddy Paul is like, dude, anytime I'll
Yeah.
teach you how to drive stick, whenever you're ready. And I'm like, I keep pushing it off because I'm like,
The problem is
there's not any new stick shift cars. The next car I'm not gonna get is not gonna have stick.
Fair enough.
the problem with
yeah.
that is if there's ever a zombie apocalypse,
Right.
a stick shift might be the only option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or bicycle. Or dying.
A bicycle.
Yeah, those are your 3 options: stick shift,
3
bicycle, or
options.
die. Yeah.
Well,
Which would you choose, Graham? No.
I certainly know which one would be the easiest.
I'm gonna make a video
Stick
game.
shift because you had
Bicycles.
learned today.
I'm
no?
gonna make a video game: stick shift, bicycle, or die. It's a very
Like
simple
rock,
game.
paper, scissors,
Yeah.
except for just one always loses.
Right.
And it's
Bicycle.
stick shift.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
See, now we got to start coming up with game rules.
Yep.
But those are my 2 little
Yeah.
notes on your topic.
Oh,
there.
thank you. I'll take those into consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the rewrite. I don't know.
Yeah. My neighbor, my current neighbor, just like a couple houses down, has the exact year and model and make of my dad's Old Blue. It's like an Old Blue pickup truck.
He stole your dad's car?
I know. And it sits on blocks. It's just sitting on their driveway
kidding.
and has been for the past 7 years that
Wow.
I've lived there.
Yeah.
And at one point, me and my siblings went and knocked on her door and were like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
can we buy this from you? It literally sits here, doesn't move.
Yeah.
We would love to buy it and give it to our dad as a gift because I doubt it even runs.
Well,
but
it doesn't have wheels, it sounds like, yeah.
It does have wheels.
Oh,
but
it's just on blocks.
It's
Okay,
just
yeah.
it's just not on blocks, I
Yeah,
guess. But
yeah.
it's blocked up. It doesn't move. It's
Sure,
just
yeah.
parked there
Yeah.
permanently.
Yeah.
And we asked her, and she's like, I don't know. It was my husband's car, blah, blah, blah. It means a lot to me. I don't really want to get rid of it. And we're like, okay, well, whenever you're ready to get rid of it, let us know, and we'll buy it from you because it would be fun to give to my dad because it's the exact car that he had and loved. So,
Yeah, people get really attached to their cars.
yeah. Not me. So this will be this. I'll
Should we
go,
segue?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm segueing.
this is our
into the-
smoothest segue ever.
That's a good
So-
segue, except
Yeah.
for we just pointed it out.
Yeah.
Well, it was
We
smooth
can
until
cut that
pointed
out
it
in post.
Segue.
Hey.
Yeah, imagine we didn't say that. All right, so
Imagine we
people get really attached to their cars.
Yeah. Not me.
Oh, go on.
So I am not a car person. I am.
Right, you're a human.
I like having. Yes, I'm not a transformer.
You're a human. You're a person.
Yeah,
People made of flesh and bones.
yeah.
I love having a car. Having a car is super important for me because I do move around a lot.
You're a mover.
Well,
You're a shaker.
Yeah. If anyone not from Colorado is listening, the Denver metro area is pretty huge. And so getting across, quote, Denver is not just hopping
Yeah.
on a bike or on a bus. It's not the easiest thing to do because it's a huge, expansive area. So having a car is super important. I've worked 40 minutes to an hour away driving for most of my life from my house.
Killing the environment.
Exactly, just
Drip by
burning
drip.
freaking fossil fuels
Yeah.
like crazy. Dead dinosaurs are even deader now because of me.
Yeah. Leave them alone.
But I got my
They suffered enough.
Yeah.
so I guess I got my first car when I was 17. I got my driver's license just after I turned 16 because that's what we do here in America. And I definitely when I had my permit, you're supposed to record all the hours that you've done driving, and I
Yeah.
didn't write a single one down. And then after a while, I just was filled it in and just dated it.
Oh my God.
randomly.
Wait.
Just perjured it.
I hope there's a statute of limitations on this because they might take away your license.
Yeah,
Oh,
and just
man.
filled it out and turned it in and went and took my driver's test and did great. I'm a better parallel parker than almost everyone that I know.
Nice.
I will go out with my friends and they will get out of the driver's seat and have me get in the driver's seat
yeah.
to parallel park their car.
Nice.
Because I've just done it a lot and I learned early and whatever.
Yeah.
But my first car when I was 17, I bought from my best friend, and it was this like teal green Honda Civic. I want to say it was like maybe a 93.
Is that a CRV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically
Yeah.
a RAV4.
Yeah.
Is that an Accord? Sorry, I'm confused.
So I did have an Accord, but I got a Civic first. No, I got an Accord first. So scratch that. It was
Whoa.
a teal green Accord, and then
not
later I
everybody
got a
doesn't know
Civic.
cars.
Yeah, I don't know cars. I'm not a car person.
Yeah.
But my
Good
best
person,
friend, he drove it for several years, and then he got himself like an Xterra or something. And when I was ready to get a car, he was like, "I'll sell it to you for cheap." So I bought it from him for like $1,200, and I drove the shit out of this thing for like years and years. Like, well, from when I was 16, so what is that, like junior in high school? Until the end of me being in my first year of college. I was driving back from Greeley to like Highlands Ranch, Littleton area on 4th of July because I was coming back to like hang out with my family or whatever. And this lady in a Ford F-150 like merged lanes into me, and there was like another car on the other side of me, so I couldn't like swerve. So I just like kind of like steered into her car. Like,
Nice.
And-
Take the fight to her.
yeah. And we pulled over on Santa Fe in that Lamar's Donuts parking lot.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like right by ACC, kind of over
if
there.
you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pulled over into that parking lot, and she got out, and she's like, "Why did you merge into me?" And I'm like, "I was in the lane," and my brother was in the car, fortunately, and somebody else pulled over, and they're like, "That was definitely you."
Yeah.
And so, anyway, long story short, her insurance paid me out, and I had another statute of limitations. I had put on the like deed or whatever for the car, the title
yeah.
for the car.
Yeah.
My friend said that he sold it to me for $4,000 when I bought it for $1,200.
Oh.
And so insurance paid me out like $3,500
Nice.
for a car that I paid $1,300 for or $1,200 for, and then drove for like 6 years
Yeah.
or 5 years. Also, fun fact for all of you people listening out there,
Considering creating
judging me. I tell this
insurance
people the
fraud.
story like I tell this story to car people, and they like want to burn me at the stake.
Ooh, go on.
But I did not change my oil in that car one time in the
Wow.
entire time I drove it. It was like the struts were fucked up. It was like puttering a lot. Like it probably had a month of drive time left before it just exploded.
So you picked a good time to ambush a woman on the
Right. So
same thing.
so I mean I've considered it just like
Ambush a woman.
yeah, I consider it like the best of luck because this car was about to explode, and I drove it and drove it and drove it, was just about to die, and then lady crashed into it. I got paid out more than double what I paid for it, and then I
Yeah.
bought myself a Honda Civic, which I also never changed the oil in until like 3 years into owning that car. And so one of
Wow.
my buddies was like, "When was the last time you changed your oil?" I was like, "I don't know. I bought this like 3 years ago," and he was like, "Oh fuck, we need to get this like right now." And so I did it, and then that car I drove for a long time, and the radiator had all sorts of problems, and so I was having to put engine
Was it
coolant
because you
in
didn't
like
put oil
every
in the
other day.
car? Or?
I don't think the radiator's affected by that.
I don't know car things. Clearly.
Just putting coolant in every day.
Like literally almost every day. If
Oh
I
my
didn't put
God.
coolant in before I left for work, by the time I got to like halfway to work, my car was overheating.
Oh my God.
Like
Holy
it was bananas, and finally it just got so bad that I was like, I parked it at my shop at the bike shop, and I went and I bought the car that I currently own. One of my buddies was like, I have a line on something that's nice, so I bought the car that I currently own for $1,800, and I change the oil in it regularly, and I maintain it regularly. I've learned
Okay, but
my
how
lesson.
regularly? Like every 3 years or?
No, like every 6
On a
months
regular
or so.
basis.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
Six,
every
7
3 years.
months.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I've
Yeah.
had this car, and it's not great. It's like an old Lexus, but it works. And like I said, I'm not car people. I don't really care what people think about my car. I just need it.
Oh,
to
thank
get
God. I have some
places.
things to tell you now.
I'm sure you do.
What a lose a
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I parked that Civic in the bike shop parking lot, went and bought this car, and I left that car in that parking lot for like 3 months.
Oh, wow.
then because I didn't work at that location at the time, I was working at a different location, and the like manager of that shop was like, dude, you need to come fucking pick up your car. It's an eyesore. It's just in the way. Like, come pick it up. So I went, filled it up with coolant one last time, drove it home, parked it on my like side of my house, basically left it there for like 8 months and didn't touch it, and then somebody finally came and gave me $500 and took it away. Wow. And they were like, I know it's not that much. I'm like, dude, it's better than paying you to get rid of it.
That's
like,
right.
I don't want it anymore. It's just in the way. Like, $500 is dope. That's great, because either that or I was gonna have to pay someone to come take it. So cool.
You got good luck with cars, yeah.
Yeah, mostly I've had pretty good luck, all things considered. I've not been very nice to my cars. So anyway, that wasn't like a ton of relative nostalgia for anyone listening, but those are my car stories. So at me if you want to judge me on my oil changing habits, and
find him outside his house, fight him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring your car, I'll help you change your oil.
Bring the fight to him.
That's right.
Cool. Yeah. That's going to do it for my car topic.
Golly, I hope that Graham is a car guy, because otherwise this is going to be the worst car segment on any show ever.
Nah, it'll be fun. People will latch on to it, because a lot of people don't know cars.
That's true. There's probably a lot of people who just don't feel empowered to say that they don't know car things, because it's such a car culture.
Like, you didn't change your oil for 4 years either? Nice!
That's right.
We're bros.
Yeah. Cool.
I am a car guy.
Oh, thank God.
I actually went to auto mechanic school.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I feel like you're lying right now.
No, I did for a year in high school. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, and my dad was a car guy. He had a business where he would go and investigate auto warranty claims. People would put warranty claims in for shit wrong with their cars.
Sure, there was all
and he'd go and be like,
fraud.
He's like, oh, look, you didn't change your oil or whatever.
Sam?
My cars were way past warranty.
It was like, it wasn't even, it wasn't necessarily that, but it was a lot like, it was like, oh, you like let it run out of oil or whatever. And then they're like, oh, this car broke. And he's like, oh, because you're an idiot kind of thing.
Why did my engine explode? Well,
But the funny thing is he always knew what, like all the issues of all the cars. So like, it was always like, hey, what do you think? You know, I got older. I was like, what do you think of this car? He's like, oh, you know, it's got the rack and pinion steering goes out all the time. But, you know, it's like,
that's helpful.
He's like, they got major problems like with the oil pump after 20,000 miles or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he knew about like all that kind of shit.
Nice.
But the problem is like, it became to the point where like I don't know. It was like I couldn't just like, you know, it was like a thing where I'm like, I want like a fancy like you know, I'm looking at like a BMW or something, right? Because like I want something with style, and it was always like, nope, those are junk. You don't want them. And I was like, but I just like want something cool.
Get yourself a Civic.
Yeah, he was always like, he's like Honda, always Honda, and I'm kind of sick of driving Hondas, so
fair enough. Yeah. Figure my next car will probably be a Honda.
Yeah.
I like I said,
honestly,
drive a
like,
Lexus now, but
for me, like the Hondas, couple generations ago, like they were just boring. They were like just kind of like boring cars. But now my mom just bought a Honda Civic, and it's like kind of stylish. And then you get inside, and the interior's like nice, and they have like touchscreen. I don't know. Like I'm like, oh, this is kind of like an exciting.
It's a little bit
car
more
again.
luxury.
Yeah, it's kind of nice in there.
One of my friends just got like the newest Civic, or I guess like last year they got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. That's actually like a pretty nice car. It's not just like a mom car.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
yeah. So I'm actually kind of liking where they're going. But my anyway, we'll get back to when I was a child.
When you were a young warthog.
When I was a young warthog.
Very nice.
Thank you. So yes,
I agree.
So my dad was a car guy, right? So we always had tons. He had tons of cars, like way too many. So we're just like, we always had tons of cars. So we would you know, we had when I was like a young kid, my mom, my mom would drive around a Chrysler LeBaron convertible. I don't know if you guys know about that. The shittiest fucking car imaginable, but it was a convertible.
Nice.
And it had this guy. It had a voice, a computer voice in
Whoa,
it,
like
and it was called
Kit
it's
from
called
Knight Rider?
Mark or something.
That's less sexy.
It was called Mark.
Hey,
Oh,
Mark. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mark.
But it wasn't like Siri. It could, like,
Do you need
talk
someone to
back
do
you.
your taxes? Yeah.
Yeah, like the technology there, just like you press a button and it's like, hello, I'm Mark.
No, dude.
You pressed play.
No, it was like it was stuff like the door is ajar.
Oh. But it's
And-
not because it's a door.
That was always the joke. He'd say it, and my mom would be like,
It's a door, not a jar.
High five.
Oh man,
Yeah.
did you? And then you have to go high five your mom
yeah.
Yeah.
to pass that high
Okay.
five.
Right. Yeah.
And then it was like,
Right now.
I think, I don't know why I remember this, but he'd always be like, engine oil temperature is low.
Oh.
Service required.
Whoa.
Maybe you're putting too much coolant in that car.
Yeah. Heat that bitch up.
Yeah.
The windows are down or whatever. I don't know. He would just say shit like when you got in the car. So
Oh, maybe he was lonely.
maybe he was.
Yeah, just trying to make conversation. Like the
So-
windows are down. Yes, Mark,
so
I
that
know.
car-
I
that-
just want
You
some
have
human
gained
connection.
4 pounds. Sit down in the chair. You have gained 4 pounds.
Can we go to the beach? No, Mark, I have to go to my job.
Your job
You
is
need-
boring. The other cars don't talk to me.
You don't pay attention to me. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's a moody voice. He's just like a whiny bitch.
Yeah.
God damn it, Mark, shut up.
Yeah. Poor Mark.
Mark was cool, but
What's his name, Mark? Is that what you
yeah,
called
it was like I think that was like the name of the system in the car. It was like Mark.
Ooh.
This was the 80s. Like
Motorized
So-
assistant.
there was-
Really cool.
it was like Kit from Knight Rider kind
Yeah.
of thing. Like it was the 80s and it was like this was supposed to be cool, but the car was a total piece of shit overall.
Mm.
And the thing was there was a leak or something somewhere. So whenever
some
it would,
kind of
whenever
allium.
in the convertible, so whenever it would rain for like weeks, you'd hear water sloshing around. Like you'd accelerate and you hear
The inside is wet.
but we could never find where the water was. We never found it.
Yeah.
It would just get into a body panel or something somewhere and then just, I guess it's probably rusting it out from the inside.
Yeah. I'm uncomfortable.
I am dying from the inside.
I have excess water weight.
Fix
Yeah.
me. Fix me. Fix me.
Why won't you pay attention to my problems? Yeah.
So I don't know what happened. I think we just sold it at some of that thing was like, and it was always cold in the winter because of the convertible.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're like,
And
but
it
you
had
can-
ice chunks
yeah.
inside of the body.
Crunk, crunk, crunk. Yeah.
and
Jeez.
so like, and the heater was garbage. So we we were driving around inside of a vehicle with like full winter
Oh, jeez.
clothing on.
We had to do that. My brother had a Bronco, like a 1990, like
Horse.
O.J. Simpson Bronco.
Yeah.
And it was just a metal box, and it got so fucking cold in the wintertime. Driving to school, it's like gloves and mittens.
Just like OJ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's-
just
yeah.
like OJ.
Yeah, the gloves. Yeah.
Get rid of the gloves.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so my dad like would drive. He drove for his like work for his business. He'd drive all around. So he always had like he would always have like these practical like Honda Civic like 30 mile a gallon like cheap cars kind of. But then the other one that so that was like what he was driving, and then he would buy like sports cars sometimes. Like my uncle had to declare bankruptcy for something, so he bought this.
Making your airing your
this-
dirty laundry, there, Uncle
Yeah,
Uncle Johnstone. Yeah.
nope. Other side of the family.
Uncle whatever.
Uncle Graham's mother's maiden name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the street where he grew up.
What is that like? Street where you grew up?
Yeah, we want to know your mother's maiden name and the street where
Oh.
you grew up.
Social security number.
I'll
garage code.
tell you offline.
Name your first pet.
Mom's birthday.
Mom's spaghetti.
God damn it.
What?
Anyway, carry on.
Anyway,
We're
so yeah, he bought this like cool like Pontiac Vero. It was like mid-engine sports car. Yeah. And then
wasn't top engine.
engine. You got me.
Sam's making the puns today. I have made
mid-engine.
0 puns for the
It was
record.
mid-engine until the motor fell out, and then it was bottom engine.
Ooh.
Low rider.
Yeah.
So then,
No rider.
So then my dad found my mom needed like more space or whatever. So my dad found her a minivan.
Oh.
And it was a Dodge Caravan. Those things were everywhere.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
my
yeah.
mom had one too. I don't know what hers
And it had
was,
like a
but-
sliding door on the
Yeah.
side.
I think my aunt and uncle
Like,
had one of
what
those.
color
yeah.
was it?
It was red. It was
Okay.
maroon.
My mom had a green one, like forest green one.
Ooh. But it was maroon, but the interior was maroon too. It was like maroon on maroon.
Whoa.
And it was owned by this guy in town. He owned like sports memorabilia store. His name was like Mr. Big or something.
Okay.
Sounds about
I
right.
think he was
I feel
like,
like-
I don't know.
Yeah, let's
like,
not just gloss over this. I think we need to sit on this for a second here.
or Mr. K or something. Like,
Oh,
Big
Mr.
K.
K's
K's
less.
Sports World or something. He had this big. But anyway, he was like a big shot. So he
Or a
there
K
was-
shot.
So there was a K shot. So it was like maxed out minivan. It had like a CD changer in it,
Ooh.
and it had a cell phone, a car phone, but not a cell
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
So
Car phone,
so
yeah.
it was like so like I'm
Center
sitting in the
console.
driver.
Yeah.
In the center here, it was like on a stake, basically like a stick,
wow.
and you lifted it up, and it was a giant handset. It was like this big,
Oh, yeah.
and it was like it had like buttons on the back of it.
Yeah.
You know, and so it wasn't hooked up, but I'd roll around and be like, "Look, I'm a fucking big shot."
Shaft.
Yeah. Just pretend you're answering telemarketer calls all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm having dinner with my family
I'm having
on the road.
But did
Yeah.
it have a voice?
Ooh.
No, it did not talk to me.
Aw. Well, that's you're answering a different question. Did it have a voice or did it just not talk to you?
I mean, I'm sure it sounded like.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it sounded like.
That's fair. This is the high quality content people come
Good
to
car
us.
noises.
What was that car's name?
I don't know. I don't think it had a car name.
Did it have like really bad spark plugs? My spark plugs went out on my Civic for a sec until
Yeah.
I changed them, and that's the sound. It is.
I just want to get in on it too.
Yeah, scatting.
So I didn't even get to my first car, which was yellow. It was like a piss yellow Volkswagen Vanagon.
Okay, wait. Okay,
Camper
just
van?
pause for a second. So, descriptor and color. What was it? What was the name of the car?
Piss yellow van.
All right,
I'll take it.
It's as good as it gets. Is this like a dehydrated or like fairly
Oh, yeah.
well hydrated piss?
Or like blood in the urine, maybe?
Oh no, it's like piss that had dried like somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like dried piss.
So maybe it was just colored
It was like
that way.
No, it was like less vibrant. It was more
okay.
faded. That's what I'm getting at.
He's gesturing at the table in the room for those who are audio.
This is more mustard piss.
Yeah, it is.
Mustard piss.
What you been eating there, buddy?
I'm piss and mustard. But no, so it was a yellow Volkswagen Vanagon with it had the camper van though, so it had a pop up top with a bed.
Shaggin'
the back,
wagon.
yeah, the shaggin' wagon. The
You told
back
us about
folded
this,
out.
yeah.
It had a stove and a sink
Dude, that's
and
sick.
a
Yeah, that's
heater
cool.
and like it had a closet you could put all your stuff in
And
there.
that was your first car?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So I'd
That's
be
also your first home.
yeah, exactly. My parents kicked me out. I didn't have to
Yeah.
run away.
Drive away, yeah.
Yeah, so
or ride a bike away.
Oh,
or die.
or die.
so I drove to school, so I'd roll up to school in this fucking van, dude.
Dude, and everyone knew.
Yeah.
You know, there was some
Everybody
of those
knew,
people
yeah.
that you just knew whose car it was. Like,
I mean, this was unmistakable. Like it was definitely mine.
yeah,
So-
hell yeah.
but at some point it had a Porsche engine in it.
Ooh.
But
For a big old van.
so yeah, it was very underpowered. It was air cooled. For those of you that know, that is like just a terrible idea.
Totally.
So I didn't have to worry about coolant because there wasn't the air was the cooling
Right. He
system.
didn't have to stop to put more air in it. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and overheat, you just blow on it.
yeah, until it's hot enough to eat or cool enough to eat.
So,
yeah.
but like the Porsche engine was an air cooled like flat four, basically.
Totally, yeah, flat floor. Yeah.
Exactly.
But
I love those.
The thing is, like,
Four on
it
the
was like
floor.
it was
I
like
agree.
Porsche engine, but it was in a fucking giant Volkswagen. So like, it didn't have any power. Like, what does that even mean? Like, so,
Yeah.
it's like
I don't know.
You know, and it, so like,
What was the noise that
trying
it
to
made?
blah, 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 blah. And it was also a manual transmission.
Oh, nice.
It was a
Yeah.
It was a 4-speed, I think.
Yeah, wait,
But
so...
the German cars are interesting because the reverse is up.
Right,
into
yeah.
the left.
You gotta push it in and then
Yeah.
go like past first gear. And
So it was always a challenge getting it into reverse. You know?
Yeah,
You had to
yeah.
like get that sweet spot.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, mine has a hard time getting into reverse too. I have to like press the button on the handle and
Oh
pull
yeah.
it back to the R,
Boy,
and
yep.
then just like goes.
So
Crazy.
Sounds difficult.
Yeah.
and the funny thing, they didn't have a hood, so because the engine was in the back,
Oh.
so it's totally unsafe. If I would have like smashed into somebody, my legs would have went up through like my, you know,
Brain.
my torso basically.
Yeah.
And that's the die option.
Sometimes you can drive a stick and die.
Stick
You know?
shift, die.
Oh, and it didn't have power steering.
Oh.
So I'm like, you know,
Wow.
if you've ever driven a car without that, you're like,
I
ugh.
mean, my car currently has a power steering leak, and
Oh, so
so
that's
like
pretty
once
much-
every few weeks, I drive a car
That's
that
pretty
does
much
that.
exactly. Yeah, it's like,
Oh,
yeah, you
boy.
know exactly. So anyway,
Yeah.
I could go on and on about that, but we're running out of time.
Yeah,
so.
we are. We
Are
gotta.
we dying?
Yes.
we dying?
Great.
Oh my
Well, I
goodness.
think that's gonna do it for our car portion, unless anyone has just any
Portion.
burning desire. Oh God. On that note, this is Ryan's last episode with us. Because
I'm dying, apparently.
Because he's dying. No, we're gonna head to our not sponsors, and we'll be back in just a sec.
Later.
Bye. Don't you love water?
I drink it to hydrate myself.
Hey guys, water's for pussies.
Uh-oh.
I present to you Blue Chair Bay rum. This is Kenny Chesney's rum.
You want to drink like Kenny Chesney?
Great. Hydrating.
I will not be having a sip of that, but it
Tastes
looks
like,
delicious.
Tastes like
Pirates.
tastes like pirate's booty.
Like the
Like the popcorn, not the... Drink Pirate Bay rum, or whatever that is. Not Pirate Bay rum.
Blue Chair.
Blue Chair
Blue
rum.
Chair Bay tastes like sunscreen. Blue Chair Bay tastes like the ocean breeze.
Blue Chair
Salty.
Bay. Tastes like liquid in a glass bottle.
Blue Chair Bay tastes like freedom.
Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney tastes like freedom too. Don't ask me how I know how.
today.
Blue Chair Bay is not gay.
Probably doesn't have any preference.
I love it. Let's send it on that one. Let's send it on that one. All right, and welcome back to the second portion of this episode of Wax Nostalgic. We're going to be coming at you with some conversation about trading cards. I know this is near and dear to a lot of people. We all have different experiences, and we can
dear.
just jump right into it and get started. Anyone want to start us off?
I want you to start, Sam.
I'll start. So the main trading card game that I played was Pokemon.
What's that?
Actually, it's Pokemon is pocket monsters. They're like little creatures that say their own names and
sounds-
have superpowers.
Okay.
That's basically it.
I think this was a fever dream you had.
Oh, cool. I just invented something that is going to make us rich. We'll make games and shows, and we'll make it's going to be huge. We'll
Actually,
make like
it's gonna be
45
huge.
different
It's like-
generations of them.
Just quick interjection. Imagine, today if Pokemon didn't exist, if you were just like pitching that right now, I would be like, Sam, I just don't know if that's it.
That's not it. It's like Harry Potter. Like,
Right.
Imagine writing Harry Potter right now and nobody knows
Right.
what it is.
It's a little boy wizard. Okay,
It sounds creepy.
that's been done.
It's a little
So-
boy wizard.
Yeah.
Pokemon, I had quite a few of the trading cards, and my brother was super into it. He had a binder with the whole first 150
Oh,
original
did he have
Pokemon.
Mew as well?
We had he had a Mew. I also had the same Mew that we got from
The first movie?
Pokemon 2000, I think is what the
was
first.
it? Okay.
It was whatever the first movie is.
Yeah.
Like you went to it and you got the like holographic card
Yes.
of it. So it wasn't like a real Pokemon card, but it was like it was, but it wasn't like something you got out of a pack. Like it was a special edition.
Illegitimate, yeah.
But
Illegitimate.
he had the whole first 150. I mean, he had some super valuable cards.
Yeah. Does he still have them? Where did he keep them?
My mom donated them.
Oh,
Calling you out, Mom. He was pissed. It was a huge deal
wow.
because that was like, I mean, thousands of dollars worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere like hit the jackpot at
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Goodwill.
like,
How would you go? Well, they're just like,
like-
is this?
First generation holographic Charizard type of situation.
Oh no.
Like,
yeah.
so I remember one of my friends, Harry, when we were a kid. I've talked about him a little bit before, but he was super into Pokemon cards, and my brother was super into Pokemon cards. I liked them. I liked like the games and stuff a little bit more. I never really got good at playing the actual game.
Yeah.
But I had some good Pokemon cards, and I ended up like trading them to my brother in like bad deals because I didn't know what I was after. Like I traded like a pretty rare holographic Scyther to him for some like whatever the Pokemon that has like the paintbrush tail is.
Oh, like the newer ones.
It was like second gen.
Yeah. Smeargle or something.
I think you're right,
Okay,
actually.
yeah.
I think that's right.
I mean, I don't know what Pokemon is.
Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure that's right. But it was like the one with the paintbrush tail on it because
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool. But it was like a holographic Scyther that was like probably pretty hard to find.
Scyther was like one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah,
I can't
he was
believe you can't believe you traded that away.
But I had this poster in my room of the whole first 150 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And it was just like a poster with like little pictures of them with their number and their name. And I had it like memorized. Like at some point when I was 10 or whatever, I could have 1 to 151 in order told you exactly which Pokemon. Like
Wow.
Bulbasaur's number 1. Ivysaur's number
37.
2. Yep. I don't know now, but
Yeah, Graveler,
at the
I don't
time,
know.
I was like, I had it, and I just like looked at it, and
Yeah.
I mememorized all of it and like the order of what they were in, and
Amazing.
so
Imagine
that-
if you'd done that with like chemistry or the periodic table or something.
yeah.
you know?
Instead, I didn't pay attention at all, and my brother used to draw a lot. I like to draw a lot now, but at the time when I was little, I
like a
didn't.
Smeargle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my brother drew me a muck.
Oh yeah.
He like drew this picture, and it was like a really good drawing for a
Yeah.
preteen or whatever to
Describe
make.
Muck for those who are.
Muck is a giant purple slime puddle.
Yes.
Basically, a mean, angry slime puddle.
Yeah.
And
Slime
he
puddle.
he drew it and had like a background. It was like a really good drawing. And one day
Yeah.
when I was like mad at him for doing something, I like ripped it up.
Oh no.
And I still feel really guilty about it because it was stupid to do. Because I'm like, first of all, he worked really hard on it, but also it was mine. Like he gave it to
Yeah.
me as like a gift.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck you.
You kind of owned yourself, didn't you?
Right. I'm gonna tear up my prized possession.
Yeah.
That'll show him.
Yeah.
But so Pokemon, like I said, I played the games more than I played the card game.
Yeah.
Like the video games, I watched the
TV
TV
show,
show. Like all that. Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah.
Diglett. Always Diglett for some reason.
I think you just. They're not all Diglett, Sam.
Yeah, I did love. There's a meme that was like, "Who's that Pokemon?" It's like Diglett, and then it's like Spider-Man, and it's Uncle Ben's grave.
Oh.
He's like Diglett, and then it's just Uncle Ben's gravestone. He's just
Oh
like,
man.
Oh.
I played the card game some, but I had some friends that were super into Yu-Gi-Oh, which I never really got into.
Yeah.
But it was always like, okay, just zoom out for a sec and think of Yu-Gi-Oh. What's the first Yu-Gi-Oh card you think of?
The only one I know is Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah. that's all. Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only one I know of now, but it was just like a funny thing that's like, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh, do you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon?
Right.
Like, that's the only thing I know.
Yeah.
So is Yu-Gi-Oh like a Pokemon thing or
It's
something?
kind of like Pokemon,
Well,
but
yeah.
different.
Yeah. So it's like so Pokemon, like the world of the show is that you have the Pokemon and you're battling them. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
The world of the show is that you have cards that like contain monsters. So like the cards are actually,
got it.
you know,
that's part
diegetic
of
to the
show.
world. Yeah, exactly.
So they'll
Got
like
it.
play their card out, and then it'll like come to life. And
Okay.
Right.
it's like Beyblades.
It's like Beyblades, yeah.
I understand now.
Now you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
Digimon was a big thing at the time, which I always
Yeah.
thought Digimon was just like cheap knockoff of Pokemon.
Right,
and
until
so
you
I
start
never
watching
got
it and you
into
see it has its own charms.
Yeah, but I didn't because I was a kid and I was like,
Well, because they can
"Meh."
digivolve and then undigivolve, so they can still be small and cute.
You can undigivolve them?
Yeah, I mean, well, no, it's just like they digivolve for the fight, and then they're powerful, and then they just go back to their like little cute
Oh,
forms.
what? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See? Teaching me shit. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of Digimon.
Sounds like you have.
I'm not a nerd, okay?
Okay.
I'm a cool guy.
Yeah, but
I have a
if you ask our
motorcycle.
last episode, you are a nerd. We called you a nerd like 5 times.
It did come up a lot, yeah.
Digimon.
That was kind of a spiteful episode. That one.
I think we were all being mean to each other.
Yeah.
Maybe we were
Yeah.
hungry. We should eat before we do these.
Yeah, or not wake up at freaking 6 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever time you guys got
Yeah.
up.
Gross.
I'm
Morning.
still not awake.
Ew.
No.
But
Yeah, Sam,
so
you need to wake up. You need to get to the studio.
I know.
Yeah.
And it was all just a dream.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, I have to record that fucking podcast all over again.
Oh, man.
We need to hear Ryan talk about RAV4s again.
Yeah, sick.
CRVs.
My favorite car,
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, so I guess that's kind of my main topic is like Pokemon was the playing card. Like
The
I feel like
playing
we
card.
could do a whole segment on Pokemon. I
Oh,
know Graham
absolutely.
didn't really do Pokemon stuff,
Not really.
But you can speculate about what happened.
I
but yeah,
certainly
he knows
can.
what
Yeah.
Pikachu is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
and
Pikachu?
A Mewtwo.
Mew? Isn't it mewing when you do this?
Yeah, that's the Gen Z thing. You
Okay.
like, hold your chin out or whatever. Yeah. Have you heard that, Sam?
No. I'm old, I guess.
We're older than you.
Well, it's
You know the Rizzler? He mews? Do you know about this?
skibbity toilet.
Oh, Graham's having a stroke over here. The
Do
Rizzler,
you
he
smell
mews.
toast?
The Rizzler is part of the Costco guys.
Oh, I don't know.
Gen,
They give the double chunk chocolate cookie 5 booms, guys. You don't know this?
Gen Z is all about taking words that don't sound like they go together and then making fever dream sentences.
Boom! 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 That's what they do.
Dude, I love this. Fuck talking about playing cards. Let's talk about this chocolate chip cookie Rizzler.
They were all on Jimmy Fallon the other day, and Jimmy was not having it.
I think
dude.
you told me
He
about
was-
this, and so I looked
he
it
was
up.
He was like,
Yeah,
what
he's
the
like-
fuck ever? These guys are idiots.
Yeah, and they're just like doing these little like cute poses and stuff, and it's just like, what is the whole thing here? I don't understand.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll make trading cards of the Rizzler and the Costco game?
Well, now we have to.
yeah.
Well, no, they won't be trading cards. They'll be NFTs.
Yeah, well, so I was
NFTs.
about to say trading cards don't really exist anymore, but NFTs do. It's
Yeah.
the new trading card.
Yeah.
I have
So-
some NFTs.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Rizzler?
I didn't buy
How
them.
many
Oh,
booms?
They were given to me like just various places,
Are they worth
airdrops and
anything?
things. Not really.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Well, that's
So-
that's gonna do it for me. I don't.
Sorry, that just went up.
Yeah, no worries. I
Sorry,
don't
just
have
was
any
mewing too much.
NFTs,
Too much
and
mewing. Skibbity
I don't
moose.
have any Pokemon cards anymore. But
This is so Ohio, guys.
yeah,
that
so
it? What?
so high. Boom! Boom!
All I want to do is goon and edge to this Giat.
What the heck is going on here?
Yeah. See you later. He just
That's the sound of me leaving. Goodbye.
Well, the video watchers will see that you're still sitting there. Commit to the bit, Sam. And he's gone forever now. Oh, he's back. All right.
forgot my
well, do you want to go next or do you want me to go next?
No cap.
No cap.
I think Ryan needs to go next. Ryan, would you go next, please?
I'll go next, please. I also didn't play much card game stuff, but
Yeah.
similar to Sam, we collected Pokemon cards. I probably tried to play the game like twice, and I was just like, this is much less fun than just like having a thing and looking at it and feeling proud.
Pogs.
Yeah. Pogs. Callback. But yeah, no, Pokemon, it was this whole big like zeitgeist thing, it's just like everywhere at that time, like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Actually similar times as well.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. But yeah, no, it's like you're talking about, the poster you had. I'm just thinking of the poker rap from the TV show. I still have like one verse of that memorized. I won't do it on the air unless you guys want to reprise
I
of.
hear it. Yeah, let's see. It.
It's like in the middle of something. It's like the very end.
Gotta catch 'em up.
It goes like
Gotta catch 'em up. Gotta catch 'em up.
Charmeleon, War Turtle, Mewtwo, Tentacle, Aerodactyl, Ammonite, Slowpoke, Pidgeot, Arbok. That's all, folks.
That's the very end.
Yes, the very end. Yeah.
Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah.
Diglett.
You have your brain is like memorized brain.
There's just like little things that stick in there for some reason.
Weird trivial memory.
Yeah,
brain.
it is like it's like weird, like, but you know everything verbatim, like all this stuff from like
Small things, small
except
things.
for Albuquerque song, which is a large.
Oh,
thing.
I do have that as well. Yeah, for sure. Poker rap was a fun part of Pokemon culture.
It is.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is another one where like I knew of people who knew Yu-Gi-Oh, but I never was like into that. I think the one that I was also like not into, but like played a large role in my life was Magic the Gathering. Because like my friends in the UK, so we moved from the UK to Japan when I was 12. And my friends in the UK were like just getting into Magic, and I remember like one of them gave me a card, and he's like, "This is your first card. This will be the start of it all."
Was it a Black Lotus or whatever?
No, it was a
White
Basking
Lotus?
Root Walla, which is an obscure card, which is a little lizard guy, which was cute. And that was my one card. And then I moved to Japan, and all the kids in my class who became my friends were like just getting over the craze of Magic the Gathering.
They're a little bit ahead of us.
Right, and I was like, guys, but I have a Basking Root Walla. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you need more than a Baskin Root Walla to play the game.
Yes, yeah. So it's like it's similar to like we can talk a little bit about how trading card games and stuff work, right? Like you tend to it's you build a deck, and so you have like some variation on energy or mana or like the thing that you spend to bring creatures onto the field, and then those creatures have abilities and they can fight each other, and the other people have their creatures that block the fight or like fight back, and each player has their own hit points, and if the attack gets through the creatures, it hits the player, and
you have like defense cards and like
there's
extra like charm cards,
right? So there's like spells
like
in Magic the Gathering. In Pokemon,
spells.
it would be like you can use potions and things like that.
Yeah, potions, and they had the element cards.
The like
not stones.
Well, those were like the energy ones, right?
Yeah,
but they also had ones that I can't remember what they were called in there, but it's like the ones where you can like play it as an effect, like on a turn, that kind of thing. But
Naked Misty card.
Ooh.
Do you guys remember the
that?
Naked Misty
No.
card?
I feel like it wasn't just a swimming suit.
It's probably it was
It
like
sounds
this
so
whole-
much more than it is.
This is like a super rare card that was like scantily clad Misty from Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like it's super valuable.
Oh wait, this is Pokemon? I thought we were talking about Magic.
I jumped back to
You need to
Pokemon,
stick
just
with
briefly.
it, Graham.
Guys,
We're kind of bouncing around.
My
like
brain
beach
is
balls
too
at a
old to keep
Nickelback
up with this.
concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for Riz.
Never made it as a wise man. Yeah.
Boom!
Yo, chat, this is giving me main character energy.
I kind of like this role for you, just like throwing out Gen Z terms that none of the rest of us quite understand.
It's kind of awesome. It's
Yeah.
really funny. I need to like write some of these down so I can bring them into improv or something.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right,
As
yeah.
the Gen Z guy who just these chocolate chip cookies get 3 boom.
No cap. Yeah.
I'm just
Riz.
I'm just terminally online. It's actually a disease.
Oh
you know?
yeah. That's
It's like
that's
I'm just
Graham.
like scrolling TikTok, gibbity skibbity. Riz.
Graham, that's
oh my god.
that's not very bussin' of you.
So anyway, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. So okay. So I kind of like fell into this like crevasse between these two friend groups of being into it and out of it and that kind of thing. Wouldn't have given it another thought, except when I was in college. A bunch of my friends had just like a resurgence of Magic the Gathering. Some of them, they hadn't played it before, so it was
I feel like
like
it happened fairly recently, within the past 5 years.
well, so when I was in college, this was like 12 years ago.
okay.
So it was like one of my friends who actually Sam met last week, a guy called Martin.
Yeah.
He like was really into Magic when he was in middle school. Like he went to a tournament and like came one place lower than like qualifying to like get paid to like play in a tournament,
Holy
that kind of thing.
smokes.
Like, he was good
big
at it.
news, real.
Yeah.
Wow.
He I think maybe still has just like boxes of cards at his mom's house in Kansas, that kind of thing. But yeah, he was like one of the guys who was, got back into it in college. There was another friend of ours who just like would buy like, booster packs where it's like,
Booster.
it's like a dozen like regular packs or
10
whatever.
cards.
Yeah. And they all just started like building decks. And my sophomore year, I lived in a triple, and it was like a large room. And so it kind of became like the de facto lounge for all our friends. People were in there all the fucking time playing Magic the Gathering, and just like out of protest, I'd like refuse to learn how to play because I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
I want these people out of my room.
Sure.
But
It's
yeah.
crazy, like Magic in specific, like, you know, Pokemon, it could be that way to like the massive collection type of thing, but like it feels like Magic, there's so many cards. Like
Yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
many. Pokemon, there was a limited amount. It feels
Yeah.
like there's an infinite amount of Magic cards.
Oh yeah.
And I had a roommate who, in like the past 5 years, was like, he's a huge nerd, like collects action figures and stuff. And, like he has the biggest Shazam
That's nerdy.
collection
Shazam.
in the world. Like
Wow.
he's like known to
Wait,
have
what's Shazam?
Shazam, the Superman kind of thing
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
sure.
lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's like
I know
a kid
that.
that turns into an
Shazam.
adult.
Yeah. It's a wizard boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
basically. But
There's cards?
no, but
Oh.
he's a huge nerd.
Oh,
he
I see.
collects all that
You're
stuff.
saying, yeah.
But one day,
Wait a minute, is this another card?
We're talking about Pokemon now. No?
so one day,
Thank you.
one day,
Grandpa Rizzler.
one day, this roommate Roman, he came home and I was hanging out with him, and he was like, I think I'm gonna get into Magic. And I was like, Magic? Like doing magic tricks? She's like, no, like Magic cards. And I was like, oh. The next day he came home with a binder, like thick binder full of like
Wow.
1,000 cards. I mean, like, I don't know if it was 1,000, but it was like
Yeah,
thick,
like
thick
998 at least.
binder. Yeah. And I was like, so you weren't kidding. He was like, oh no, I just spent like $1,000 on this.
Wow.
Like just went out, decided that he wanted to start doing Magic, and just went out and dropped $1,000 on Magic cards that day.
I mean,
and
if
I'm
you're
like,
going to do it, you might as well commit. Am I right?
and
Yeah.
he's like every day coming home with more and more, and I'm like, what? And he's like,
Wow.
oh yeah, this isn't like I'm going for these specific cards. Like I want this one, and this one, and until I find them, I'm just gonna like keep buying more.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit! Like you're like a 30-something-year-old dude who's
Yeah.
spending thousands of dollars on cards.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then like the end of the month, he's like, hey, I'm not going to be able to make rent. this
Right.
month.
Do you take Magic?
Can you just spot me a few?
Yeah.
What was your Magic card called?
Basking Root Walla.
Yeah, dude, I got 5 Basking Root Wallas. What's that good for?
20 cents. Yeah.
Can
No.
you spot me on some dinner?
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
Anyway,
Wow,
sorry
that's crazy.
to pull away from
No,
it. But
no,
Magic
yeah.
is like, I saw
Magic.
that as an adult, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wow.
No, and it's great. It's great for people like, you know, it's social activity. They have
hobby,
fun. They
yeah.
like to, you know,
Yeah.
build the decks. Like that's the thing. Like, you know, from my tangential experience, there'll be there'll be cards that you know are released and they have these new abilities, and then people will build a deck around that, and all of a sudden like that's the dominant deck like in the
Yeah.
ecosystem, and so then people have to figure out like how to counteract that deck. So it's like, you know, this kind of it's like, you know, an immune system and diseases. You know, like they're fighting each other constantly, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's interesting if you're, you know, into stuff at that level.
Sure.
The kind of fun I like to have is like, you know, fire up a Nintendo 64, play Super Mario 64. Like you don't need to like figure out world building.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a lot of
Yeah.
math and a lot of like
Logic
strategy.
and strategy.
Logic,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
Basically, I have a very lazy brain, and Magic is too much work for me.
Honestly, like our generals in our military really should be like forced to be good at Magic. They're like,
Yeah, especially if you mean like actual magic.
Magic
yeah,
magic.
like casting fireballs. That would
Yeah.
be cool.
Or just
Oh,
like
dude, we
sleight
need-
of hand.
we
just
need
like,
mages.
Ha! Mages.
We need mages in the military.
Yeah.
It's something I've been curious about. Why have we never figured out getting wizards?
Yeah,
onto the
right.
Exactly.
battlefield?
I am the very model of a modern mage or general.
Yeah.
Oh, mage or.
Yeah.
It's a song.
Yeah, from Pirates of Penzance. Yeah.
All right.
Gilbert
I
and Sullivan,
agree.
anyone? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen Lord of the Rings? That those wizards, they fight, man.
Right. Yeah. Why don't we employ them to protect our
We need
great
Gandalf
nation?
the Grey on the battlefield in
Yeah.
Iraq.
Gandalf the
You know?
White and Monty
Yeah.
Python on the Holy Grail.
Are we
Black
going too
Knight,
far off
Peter
track here?
Mussolini,
Oh, yeah,
and the Blue Meanie, and Cowboy Curtis, and John B. the Genius.
We are way off track.
Let's give Graham his chance.
Yeah, Graham, would
So,
you
yeah,
like to talk about
Magic
cards?
the Gathering. I said my piece. Graham, go for it.
So I never played Magic
Okay.
the Gathering.
Cool. I guess that's our episode.
But so I was in high school, and there was this little area. It was like kind of like it was like a little it was like a big room, but it wasn't. It was like a break room area, kind of like not like the main lunch
a
area,
lounge.
kind of.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
like a little coffee shop there and stuff, and like
Ooh.
tables, and every afternoon or all day, every day, really, there would be kids there playing Magic.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so there was like, those were like the Magic nerds. Like everybody was kind of like dubbed them like those are the Magic nerds.
Yeah.
And it was always like the same kids.
Gotta
And they
keep
had
an eye on
they
those
had all
guys.
they had all their stacks of cards, and they would they really got into it.
Not to profile, but how many trench coats were in that room?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh yeah. I mean, side note.
I don't remember actually. There probably were some.
I did have a friend who was into magic in college. Sorry to use
No,
for
no.
a second, but he was a friend of mine who like made soap as a hobby in college, and
soap.
yeah, like it was just
Wow.
like a thing he got into. But he was in this games club on campus where they played a lot of Magic, and he had to like give out soap as a gift to his fellow group mates because
They smelled bad.
they didn't. Yes, yeah,
It's a good guy to have in your game club is the soap maker guy.
Yes.
So what you do is you rub this on your body when your body
When
is
you're
wet.
Yeah, wash it off.
no.
Do it every day at least. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yes, trench coats.
That's
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's an amazing. Yeah. So I never really got in. I never got into that subculture, but
Yeah.
there
Because
were.
you bathed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm being really aggressive right
You
now.
talk to girls too.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. So, but I do know of that just based upon that, like alone. But when I was younger, like when I was like 6. Well, so I've always collected. Like I was always collecting like baseball cards, like sports cards.
Oh
And
yeah.
my dad kind of got me into that. He was
Sure.
like, "Here's a bunch of cards." He just gave me a bunch of cards, and then we'd go to the store and you'd buy those like packs.
Yeah.
And it was like a pack of 10 or something. Yep.
Yeah.
You'd rip it off and you'd look for something. And I don't know. I think he like, I don't know if he had like, they have like books where they'll tell you how much. They probably don't have those anymore because the internet. But like,
Right.
like you used to have books and they tell you like, if like this card or that card was worth something.
Valuable.
Mickey
This is
Mantle rookie year.
This is
Exactly.
a dumb
Yeah.
question,
Yeah.
and I'm sure
Then
I
don't
know
ask
the
it.
answer, but I do want to kind of know because I never really got into like sports cards and things. There was not really like a gameplay mechanic like there was in those games. Like you didn't
Oh,
play
that'd be interesting.
your sports
actually
guys
would be.
against other
Yeah.
sports guys, like kind of fantasy league.
No, I
style.
think it was more. I think the purpose of like sports cards is like collecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like but they had stats on them. So if
Yeah.
you're like a sports nerd,
Mm-hmm.
you would think you'd be like, oh, it's got stats, and he like did this many like home runs or whatever. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that was. But also like there were rare cards that the card people would produce.
Holographics.
There's like holographic or like you say, it's like a Mickey Mantle rookie card that
Yeah.
like nobody gives a shit about until he gets like famous.
Right.
So, and like I was telling you, like, so going back to what I was talking about, that sports memorabilia guy that my dad bought the car from,
Big K.
Big
Right.
K, or
Yeah.
Mr. Big or whatever.
Mr. Big K. Yeah.
Exactly.
The founder of Kmart.
I don't remember. I don't necessarily know if we went to his store specifically, but my dad and me used to just go sometimes to like sports memorabilia stores, and they have like the cases, the like glass case with like a signed like John Elway card or
cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like if you get somebody to
Collectible
sign it, like
badass shit.
like
Right.
a local legend like John Elway or
Yeah.
whatever, like then it's worth like it can be worth like thousands of dollars and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's mostly like, and I was like really big into baseball when the Rockies first came here. So I would collect
Oh, yeah.
Rockies cards, and I would go down by the dugout and try to get the players to sign them and stuff.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have any like really good ones still?
I don't know.
Larry Walker.
So,
or
like,
Todd Helton.
so when my
Andres Galarraga. Yeah.
Andres Galarraga.
Yeah.
So my when my parents got divorced, like kind of like we split, like the houses kind of got split up, and then like a bunch of my stuff went to storage, and then I don't really know what I have left. Like my mom went and got a bunch of. I was like doing my own thing. She's like handled like that kind of. So she's like, I want to save some stuff, and I don't know what she saved.
Yeah.
got-
So I have to like go dig in her basement. Like there's an
Somewhere you've
area.
got a box of baseball cards.
Somewhere I've got boxes.
And there's going to be a
of-
little tape recorder with
Right.
chipmunks swearing.
Good callback.
You know what was funny? Like
Listen to
now
the
that we've
swearing
been doing
episode.
this, I'm like, I really want to like go and find some of this stuff because
Yeah.
like,
Through.
because I'm like
Yeah.
remembering, I'm like, man, I wonder if I still had that like that Lego set I was talking
Right.
about, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be some cards somewhere. I don't know. Maybe not. I know my
Yeah.
Pogs are somewhere.
Oh yeah. That'd be
But
cool.
but anyway, and so that's kind of like when I was like younger doing that, and then when I got to like 5th or 6th grade, I started like hanging out with this like kind of nerdy kid, and he was really into.
Yeah, we haven't known each other that long.
He was really into this card game called Wyvern, and it was like a dragon card game.
Okay.
And I don't remember the specifics necessarily, but like you had like your dragon cards, and you're like you had like your powers and like your I don't know, like spells, but it was like there was like magical stuff involved, you know. And I think you like battle your dragons against each other.
Sure.
But they had coins. They had like gold coins and other things, and I don't remember what those did.
But dragons love gold. We know this.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but I think it was kind of like a variation of probably Magic or whatever. Any of these games, really.
Right.
They share a lot of the same mechanics.
Yeah. So, but I don't remember. The coins did something. I don't remember what they did, and there may have
Spend them
been
on snacks.
there may have been other like something else that was interesting to the gameplay. Like, don't think there was dice, but there may have been dice. I don't know.
No dice.
No dice.
Yeah.
But he would always play. This isn't necessarily a card game. This isn't a card game, I think, but he would always play Dungeons and Dragons.
Sure.
And he kept trying to get me to play that, but I just never did. So,
Which Dungeons and Dragons is owned by the same people that own Magic the Gathering.
oh really?
Wizards of the Coast?
Wizards
is
of
that
the
okay?
Coast.
Yeah.
So is there cards in Dungeons and Dragons?
No,
or is it,
not,
it's more
not
like
really.
Okay.
Like there are some offshoots.
You can
like,
imagine
people use
cards.
stuff like
imagine.
so they do
Yeah.
make decks that are
Okay.
like spell card decks and stuff. That, but it would be like you play D&D the regular way, and you just use those as like references. You're not like I put down Fireball,
And the guy's
just
like,
like
"Oh,
you
you got
have that as a
me."
reference card to see
Okay.
what it does.
I've never
Gotcha.
played Dungeons and Dragons. I've always been curious. I've always
Right,
kind of
same.
wanted to.
Yeah, we should.
You know,
we should get a game
do
going.
it.
Yeah.
I'll
Just because,
DM
like,
a game.
yeah.
It's
I'd
funny
be happy
because
to.
well, I hear like people like, yeah, when somebody when I thought it was gonna be like a dumb nerd game or whatever, but then they're like, then I started playing it and it was like super fun and addicting.
It
and,
is
like,
a
it's
nerd
awesome.
game, but it's so
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
improv. Like
Can we
it's
just
silly.
admit that we're nerds?
I'm a huge nerd.
Sure, why not?
I'm a
All
huge
right,
nerd.
guys. I'm sorry I've been trying to pull the wool over on your eyes, but
I think you've been
we're
fooling no one.
Spoiler alert! This is it. We're nerds.
right. Just because I ride a motorcycle doesn't mean I'm cool.
At least two of us wear glasses. The third one got LASIK. So
That's right.
That's like extra nerd move.
yeah, it's a
Nerd
secret
plus.
nerd. Yeah.
Plus, all right. Well, that's it for me because
Because we're running.
out of time.
So,
Uh-oh.
okay.
So-
Well, it's been a fun early morning, different energy
Yeah.
episode than we normally have, but it's Thanksgiving week, so we're gonna go enjoy our holidays with our families. So
Yeah.
we hope you do the same.
Eat
and
food.
Eat food.
Or die.
And sleep. And stick shift,
bicycle.
or die.
Sick Jeff bicycle or die.
Is that the sound your car makes now?
Yes, that's the sound my car makes now.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna
Thank
feed
you.
it gravy. Bye.
Wax Nostalgic Podcast was produced and recorded at Black Dove Studios in Denver, Colorado. Audio post-production and engineering by Sam Bagnall. Video production and post-production by Graham Johnstone. IT and social media management by Ryan Kerwin. Check out this and other creative projects by adding to the noise at attnlab.com. That's attnlab.com.